guys, welcome back to Lost in My Library. My name is Kate, and today I am doing my book review on the most recent book that I read, and that is It's Not All Downhill From Here by Terry McMillan. This is about our main character, Loretha, who at the beginning of this novel turns 67, and a major thing happens to her. And the rest of this novel is about her recovering from this major thing that happened to her, and the drama between her and her friends that are on this cover, and her family. A lot of things happen. I give this 4 stars because there were some things that kind of annoyed me, for the fact that, she's generous, but she's very generous to a fault. And what I mean by that is, you can tell people are using her, and then they'll judge her when she says no, and you can tell people are using her, though. And it's just girl, they're using you. It's pretty obvious, but she treats all her family very, very well. If you are considered family in any way, shape, or form, you will be treated amazingly from Loretha in this novel. Even at one point, this guy shows up, and I will say this is slight spoiler. So I guess we're going to get into spoilery stuff. So if you don't want to, so things I didn't like, some annoying things. She's generous to a fault. And you can kind of get annoyed by that every once in a while, of being like, girl, there comes a point when, but I think in the end, you were like, okay, I feel bad for thinking that, because everyone turns out for the better in the novel, and I think that's also a downfall for this book as well, that everything seems to be sunshine and rainbows, when life isn't sunshine and rainbows all the time. Everything turned out for the better by the end of it. There wasn't anything that was sad. I don't know. By the end of it, it's all sunshine and rainbows, when life isn't sunshine and rainbows. So I think that's also down, but this is a slice. I think that's also just a preference of mine. This is a slice of life novel, obviously, and I'm not going to say it's a bad book. It's not a bad book. I actually recommend you reading this if you like slice of life, and especially if you need more books with black main characters, especially older black main characters, because there's not enough older black main characters in the literature world. So this is definitely really needed, and a nice breath of fresh air in the literature world. It doesn't mean it can't be faulted a little bit, but this is definitely a slice of life novel. This is definitely something I wanted and needed for the month, because I wanted something that had black main characters, but wasn't so hard-hitting. And it wasn't hard-hitting. It was very much just this lady living her life, and dealing with drama, and dealing with the event that happened at the beginning of the novel. So that's why I give it 4 stars. Just because contemporaries aren't usually my thing. But I liked it. It was very, very nice. So on to spoilery kind of things. So at the beginning of the novel, her husband passes away very suddenly. He has a heart attack and passes away. And so the rest of the novel is about her trying to decide whether or not she wants to move on from Carl, her husband, or actually that's a really small part, but deciding if she wants to move on romantically. These are all her friends. I can't really tell you. This is Corinthia, probably. It's probably Corinthia. This is probably Poochie. If I was to guess, this was. Actually, wait. This is Corinthia. Did I say that? That's Corinthia. That's. I would say Lucky. Our main character, Loretha. I would say that's Loretha. That's Poochie, probably. That's. And then these two. One of them's Sadie and one's Lucky. I'm not sure which one's which. But these are our main characters. They have been friends since high school. And every year, or they all do like these dinners. And where they catch up and talk about what's going on in their lives. And Loretha has a lot going on. Corinthia has the least amount of drama going on. Because, okay, so let me tell you about the drama that's going on. This is the team. So Loretha, she has a twin sister who hates her because she's successful. She has a daughter who has depression, and I don't know if the depression aspect of that was handled all that well. It was nice to see a black character, though. She went to therapy, and she, because she was getting into drugs and alcohol, and it was severely affecting her life. She has a granddaughter who, at the beginning of the novel, is like between jobs, like doesn't have a steady job, but ends up finding out she's pregnant with her boyfriend at the time. Actually, her and her boyfriend move in and everything, and it's pretty good. She gets her life together pretty quickly. Her granddaughter, after having twins, and it's really, really cute. They were really, really cute. Okay, so that's her drama. Let's go on with the least amount of drama. So Corinthia, she basically gets on a older people's dating website, finds a man, and decides to marry the man while on a cruise. So that's Corinthia's thing. Poochie lives in Las Vegas, so she doesn't see the girls all that often. Well, they FaceTime, but she doesn't see them physically, face to face. She's sick, and doesn't tell the other people. That's her deal. Okay, so let's decide which one's which. We'll say this is Lucky. We'll say this one's Lucky, and this one's Sadie, just for the second. So Lucky, her deal is that her and her husband wants to have a divorce, get a divorce, and she doesn't want to get a divorce. Okay, that's her big deal. Okay, and then Sadie. Oh, Sadie. She is bisexual, actually, as we find out. So this book does have LGBTQIA+ representation. There is another character, Claim, and he's gay, and he's openly gay, and that's fine. He moves to California, and that's the reason why he's from Michigan, but he moves to California, and the reason he does, because he's gay, and they're not accepting of it as much in Michigan as in California, so he decides to stay in California. Okay. He comes to Loretha. He had come to Carl, her husband. funeral and said, Carl's my daddy. I just found out about this. And it was before her and Carl ever got married or even knew each other. So it's fine. But he's gay. He's openly gay. And there's no hatred towards these gay characters. All these ladies are very accepting of LGBTQI plus. Sorry, I messed up. LGBTQIA plus represent of people. Sadie. Okay, so she's bisexual, and she doesn't realize she's bisexual, and she, at one point, they find out she's kissing a lady in the parking lot of the church, but this is, like, a more modern church, and she goes to church all the time, but then they find out she's sleeping with a minister who has a wife. So that's her drama. She has the most drama. Sadie. Besides Loretha. Loretha has a lot of drama, too. But it's mainly centered around Loretha, her drama. It's like her family problems. Whereas Sadie has a lot of drama surrounding her. And it's not because she's gay or bisexual. That's it. That's pretty much it. So great POC representation. Of course, this is all main characters are black. Our author Terry McMillan is also black. Person of color, has great LGBTQIA plus representation. Yeah, I like it. So 4 stars. I highly recommend if you need a contemporary written by a person of color that's not a romance. I highly recommend it. So 4 stars. I think that's it.